started. I guess if anyone's listening, if someone can't hear me, just go ahead and let me know. Hi, Austin. It's good to see you, bud. More people are kind of coming in right now, so we'll just wait on that. In the meantime, I'll kind of just introduce a couple new upgrades to the stream. I got a green screen, so now behind me, it's just the game, so that's pretty cool. And even just to kind of demonstrate the green screen, I have just a Menifee shirt that's also green. So the way a green screen works is it basically takes anything that's the same color, the same chroma key, and basically blocks it out. The computer will basically just pretend that it doesn't exist. So if I use this green here, I can essentially cover myself up, or I can be a floating head, which is kind of fun, I guess. But pretty cool. Basically a little, I don't even remember how much it was. It wasn't very much though. It's basically just a green sheet that's that folds up, and it's kind of neat. I thought it'd be a cool little addition to show everybody. But we've got more people coming in, but we'll go ahead and get started. So today, what I want to do is kind of focus on space travel, and a lot of you guys saw some things that we did with when we did the some brief history on the Apollo 11. But I want to build my own rocket, and I want to go to the moon. And for any of you who've never played Kerbal Space Program before, it's a game where you build rockets, and there's tons of different scientific missions that you can do with them. There's a mission mode. You can dock with the International Space Station if you want to. I'm terrible at it, so this will be really, really funny to see me crash some rockets today. And I'm excited about it. So worst case scenario, if we're unsuccessful, it'll at the least be very funny. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. So we're gonna go ahead and build some engines. I don't really, like I said, I'm really bad at this, so we're just gonna do our best. So let's get the biggest rocket engine. How big is this one? Well, that's not very big. Let's get a really, really big rocket engine. I hope that in-game music isn't too loud for you guys. It's kind of loud for me, but, we'll adjust if we have to. Alright, what's this thing? It's called the map. Oh, that's literally the same one. Liquid fuel. Is there a thing that has the sizes on it? Never really checked. I'm sure there's someone who's played this right now who's screaming. Ooh, what is this? This one's got 2 boosters. Doesn't necessarily mean it's bigger. Can I sort these by... I can. Let's... Big ol' rocket engine. There we go. So there's that. Let's get some fuel tanks. Well, I guess they get even bigger. There we go. We need lots of fuel, I'm imagining. Let's get some more boosters. So we can get some solid fuel boosters. I don't know why do we... Ooh, that's not very big. Let's see here. Liquid for fuel engines. Okay, let's play with the symmetry here. Like I said, guys, I'm not good at this game, so we'll see how well we do. What do we get? I kind of like the solid fuel one, so we'll do the solid fuel. Hopefully it'll be enough for us to get us off the ground. looks kind of dopey though, so let's get some cones. Okay, that's for the big part, but we still need to do the lander and whatnot. Alright, well I think now's as good of a time as any to give us our first Apollo 11 fact. So the Apollo 11 missions were the first missions that successfully put a man on the moon, and there's lots of fun facts about that whole mission, but the first one for today is going to be that the flag that the Apollo 11 astronauts placed on the moon was actually made by the company Sears. So maybe your folks have been to a Sears before, or you've been to a Sears before, maybe to buy tools or clothes or something like that, but the actual first flag that was planted on the moon by the United States was made at Sears. So, here's the gist of making rockets, and I don't want this video to be too long. It's a really fun game. If you don't own it, you know, it's pretty cheap on Steam. Not that this is any kind of ad or anything, but it is. There are like educational aspects to it, at least if that's how you want to argue it to your parents. But what we're gonna do is I actually prepared, and I got another ship already ready to go, and it's my own mock-up of the Apollo 11 rocket. Now I can't take full credit for this, someone else actually made it, but I am going to use it today, so let's go ahead and launch, and we'll see if we make it or if we unintentionally kill our astronauts, which I hope we don't do. There's our astronauts. They don't look nervous at all. Alright, here we go. So we're gonna go ahead. So we're gonna try and go to the moon with this thing. So every single time I press the space bar, it's basically gonna go through these stages, and these stages have been pre-programmed. So without further ado, I guess we'll just go ahead and give it a shot. Alright, give us a little bit of a countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so that's ignited. Now I gotta give it some throttle. There we go. Hey, we're making it. So far, so good. So I want to try and keep this thing for now. I'm sure someone who's probably played this a little more knows that, like, I really struggle to keep this thing in the middle. Maybe that's not what you're supposed to do, but that's the closest I've come. I've only successfully gotten to the moon like one time, and it was more of a crash landing, but you know, no one died, so for what it's worth. So we'll go ahead and we're doing great. This rocket's awesome. I don't want to jinx it though. Pitch it down a little bit. So now's a good time for another fact. Your cell phone is likely more powerful than the computers that were on board the Apollo 11. For comparison, a Apollo 11's computer was only 0.043 megahertz. Now to compare to an old school Game Boy, an old Game Boy from 1989 is about 100 times more powerful. New stage. Hopefully I didn't screw that up too bad. We're doing okay. No pressure. Got this. Climbing still. So yeah, a Game Boy was 100 times faster, given you're talking about a 20-year difference in technology. But to compare it to today's, if you have an iPhone 11, I looked up the iPhone 11 has a processing power of 2.66 gigahertz, which compared to the Apollo 11s is about 60,000 times the processing power. So just to think that little pocket that you use to look at cat memes and that sort of thing is 60,000 times more powerful than the computers that got us to the moon. So, let's see, where is the moon? Probably a good idea to actually know where it is. We're doing great. We are having... This is probably the smoothest launch I have had so far playing this game. So crashing and dying, maybe something we can actually avoid. Oop. So that's the processing power. Not even 1% of what's in your pocket probably right now, or maybe even what you're watching. Or excuse me, watching with. Right. Ooh, we got the space music playing, so that must mean we're... Alright. We are gonna detach the stage. Right, now it's time to see if we can point this thing at the moon. Oops, I think I maybe spoke too soon. Oh goodness. Trying to get it pointed at the moon, but so far it is proving to be somewhat difficult. Let's actually change the camera by Earth. Yeah, I don't think the Apollo astronauts were nearly as bad at this. At least I hope not. Oh man. Oh, that's not good. Uh-oh. Oh, there's the lander. Oh, jeez. That's not great. Well, I mean, we can go check out the moon. This is more of an Apollo, was Apollo 9 the first one that actually went around the moon, orbited the moon? Doesn't matter. It's what we're doing. We can make it there. Alright. We're well on our way. Now, if we were to do this in real time, like the Apollo astronauts did, we're talking a journey of several hours. I don't know about you, but I don't want my stream to last a couple hours, so we're going to go ahead and speed up time. If I remember the button that actually does that. There we go. So let's... goodness. Let's go ahead and how do I turn on the throttle? Well, apparently I can't speed up time because I'm under acceleration or something like that. Cannot work faster than 1 times. Guys, there is a very serious possibility that our astronauts die in space. Let's see here. Can I like shut this thing doesn't run out of fuel. Because we are currently moving. However fast this is. 2,300 meters per second. Guys, I might have to rename this stream like Mr. Goldsmith crashes into the moon. Which I'm sure would be funny. So, the Apollo 11 launch, they actually orbited around the Earth first, but I don't have that kind of technical ability, because, once again, I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh god. Oh jeez. What's happening? The camera changed. Not a fan of that. Oh no, we don't want to go to the sun. Oh god. Oh. Yeah, this is why they don't let me do things. Alright. Oh, maybe? There we go. I got the rocket pointed sort of in the right way. Maybe. My goodness. So is this like solid fuel? I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh goodness. So I guess now's... Oh. Oh, that's not great. Oh, geez. Okay, well, time for this time warp. There's the... Oh, geez. Oh, God. There's the... Oh, geez. So now, it seems like a good enough time for a fun Apollo 11 fact. That during the moon landings, over 600 million people were watching on television live as the moon landing happened. To put that in perspective, there's roughly 300 million people living in the United States today. So, by far, one of the most televised events in history. I think now's a good time to maybe try again. Revert to launch. There is no reset button in real life. Okay, so maybe take it a little easier on the... That almost was a disaster. I don't want the stream to go too long, so... Speed it up a little bit, hopefully I don't just crash. Oh, goodness. Choppy there for a moment. Cruising right along. Look at this. I just really hope that if one of you guys go on to work for NASA and maybe fly rockets or that sort of thing, that you guys are better at this than I am. Hey, Jocelyn, how's it going? I see you're commented in the chat there. Oop, oop, oop. Uh-oh, this is great. This is not great. Oh no. Does NASA make wobbly rockets? Because this rocket is wobbly. Uh-oh. Come on. This is not faring so well for me. There we go, there we go, there we go. Got it under control. My goodness. That was a scare. Alright. So, stage is separating away. I was probably supposed to do that sooner. And... here we go. We appear to actually be going the right way. That's kind of neat. This is the next one. This is the stage. Oh, looks like we'll actually try to collect the lunar lander this time. Maybe. Or just die in the process. Either way, it'll be a learning experience. Hi, Miss Trimble. Me on Earth. I don't know about that. So time for another fun Apollo 11 fact, that even though Lance Armstrong was the first man to land on the moon, Buzz Aldrin was the first one to use the bathroom on the moon. His suit. Okay, so yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think we made the same mistake again. Either I got these stages out of order or I'm just bad. Both are equally possible. Alright, let's, what does this next one do? That is a booster, so we don't want to... Alright. So I'm guessing that Buzz Aldrin probably had a space diaper in his suit. Something like that. If he was the first one to use the bathroom on the moon. Oh goodness. Well, I guess we're just gonna go to the moon. We don't need the lander. Goodness. Come on. We're having a hard time. Once again, this is a Kerbal Space Program. This is a rocket building simulator that you can pretty much find anywhere. It should work on pretty much any computer, but it's pretty cool. You can do different missions. I'm sure you guys are probably much better at this than I am. Oh goodness. Okay. So we're just gonna let this thing go. Unlike last time where I pushed too many buttons and we ended up putting ourselves in a pretty bad situation. Let's see if it'll let me speed up time. don't think astronauts have quite the same problem steering as I do. There we go. We are moving right along. Yeah, I had problems with this part last time. Runway. Come on. There we go. We are going in the right direction, sort of. I really don't want this stream to run too much longer, so I was really hoping I could have sped this up by now. So we're like something like 9 minutes in. Something like 9 minutes into this mission, I should clarify. Wow, a whopping 3 viewers. Alright. So the engines have run down. So I think now we're to the point where we can start warping the time. There we go. We'll go to 50 times. Wow, I hope we, I probably should have, like, maybe worked the throttle some, because I'm pretty sure we are 100% out of fuel. I don't think that's, ideal. But if we make it close to the moon, it will be worth it. I don't know how these guys are going to feel about it, though, but... maybe we'll speed it up a little more. Boop. And... we're at 50 times, 100 times, and... slow it down. Oops. Hey, look, it's the moon. I wonder if there's any way whatsoever we can actually get maybe pulled in by its gravity? We might be a little too far away from it, though. Well, its next step is to decouple this, but I'm pretty sure that's just gonna... I think there's a way to view, like, trajectories and stuff. That's for someone who actually knows what they're doing, I think. Toggle map, what's this do? Hey, look it. Oh, that's not great. Well, what matters is we tried. Oh, goodness. Let's go to the stage. Well, anyways, guys, I guess it's time for another sweet Apollo 11 fact. So all of the Apollo 11 astronauts were allowed to bring, a certain number of objects with them, and Neil Armstrong decided to carry with him a piece of wood from the original airplane that belonged to the Wright brothers. Or excuse me, from an airplane, not necessarily like the Kitty Hawk, the first actual man-made flight, but one of the Wright brothers' planes, a piece of wood from that plane actually came with Neil Armstrong to go to the moon. I thought that was pretty cool. And I guess on a somewhat appropriate note, if Apollo 11 had failed, Richard Nixon had actually, so that's President Richard Nixon, had actually had a speech prepared in case the astronauts never made it back. I wonder if, the president of, Kerbal is feeling the same way. All right, so why don't we just fast forward it and, all right, go to 10,000 times. Oh my goodness. Maybe we'll pass some other planets, but we are really fast forwarding through time. Let's look at the map. Let's see how far away we are. Oh geez. I wonder if we're set to orbit the sun. Sure looks like it. Oh wow. We have so far been in space for 210 days. Yeah, I think it's needless to say these guys have probably ran out of food. Well, that's rough. My apologies. Let's go ahead and revert back to the launch pad. All right, so anyway, guys, I hope that was kind of fun. I do have a couple more facts. I was hoping to actually get through more of them, but ironically enough, we're all under a type of quarantine right now, and the Apollo 11 astronauts actually had to go under quarantine themselves because no one had ever been to the moon before, and they weren't sure if there might be some type of microscopic organisms that might have actually made people sick from the moon. So they actually put the Apollo astronauts in quarantine when they arrived back on Earth because just on the off chance that there was some type of disease that they could have gotten. And also any of the support personnel also had to wear hazmat suits. Now it turns out that there's no living organisms at all on the moon, let alone germs, so ended up being a non-issue. But still pretty interesting that we're all under quarantine and they had to go under quarantine as well. And last fact is that the Apollo 11 mission cost roughly $25.4 billion. So that's how many zeros, Ms. Trimble? Anyway, so $25.4 billion in 1969 money. And in today's money, that would be roughly $152 billion. It's a lot of money. It's pretty expensive to get to the moon, as you might imagine. But guys, this is probably going to be it for the live stream. I think at most we had like 4 people, so that was pretty cool. I can quit my job as a teacher and just do this full time. So guys, hopefully maybe you learned something, maybe you're at least interested. This game is fairly cheap on Steam, can run on pretty much any computer I've played it on so far, but I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. You guys have a great day, and make sure y'all staying safe.